Hello, and welcome to this presentation on which marketplace model is the next growth engine for communication service providers. This presentation was initially given at the Digital Transformation World sessions at Copenhagen in September 2023. As that session wasn't recorded, I thought I'd re-record the information provided then for others to use who weren't able to join us during the sessions at DTW World. My name is Mark Thomas. I'm Head of Architecture, Strategy and Transformation for Torry Integration Solutions, and I'm based out of the UK. I have over 30 years worth of professional IT experience across development and architecture, and more than 20 years worth of experience working with communication providers within the UK, Europe, and Latin America. So if we look back in the early 2000s when I first started working for mobile phone companies in the UK, it was easy to get customers. You'd have 1 million customers in the morning, you'd go for lunch, you'd have 2 million customers in the afternoon. The communication service providers in the UK and Europe were laying golden eggs. There was plenty of money, plenty of growth in the marketplace. We can see that from around the world where communication service providers were creating huge campuses, they were expanding, there was delivery of huge levels of new capabilities into the services, the move from GPRS into 3G, 4G, and now into 5G. And it was in early days, so people were buying mobile phones, people were getting onto the bandwagon. There was launches of the new Samsung devices, new Apple devices, connected capabilities such as iPads were coming to the fore. People were starting to use dongles on their laptops when they were traveling on the trains, because a lot of this was before ubiquitous Wi-Fi was available. So people were having to use their own service providers to connect up to the internet and get hold of the data to serve their needs. If we move now into the more recent times, we will see that there isn't the growth that we had in the early 2000s of customers moving to our networks, and there was an expansion to get everybody in your country with a mobile phone or some form of connected device. We look now when there's a lack of golden eggs. Yes, there's movement in the B2B world. We see companies supplying handsets to their employees, so that is some growth there in customers who have now 2 devices, one of a personal device and one as a business device. We also see the connected world. As an example there, we have cars now becoming much more and more connected. So you have them as IoT devices that need that connection to get updates, for them to do the satellite navigation, to provide telemetry back to the owners or the fleets which are managing the cars. So there is growth, but it's nothing like the growth in the population style growth we had in the early 2000s in communication service providers. So where's the growth now for CSPs moving forward? Well, I think one of the areas that we've been looking at within Torry is around marketplaces. So there's a couple of different marketplaces I would like to discuss in the rest of this presentation. The first is what we refer to as the inside out marketplace. So that is where, as a CSP, you are providing services to your customers in addition to US standard mobile service offerings. So that might be in the way of providing Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Office 365, Panda Security, Norton Security, and other technology service products to help your customers who are using your mobile services manage the rest of their lives. So with that, you are joining up forces with, as an example, Microsoft or Amazon. You agree to sell their product, and you as a communication service provider take a margin on that product when you sell it to the customer. Obviously, there's benefits for you as a communication service provider with this capability, because it makes your customers more sticky and more resilient to stay with yourself. There's a lack of churn if you can provide customers with a much richer offering around the standard product set that they would get from you as a communication service provider. So this is a very rich marketplace and something that we see still having a lot of growth potential in the market for communication service providers. The second model of marketplace we refer to as the outside-in marketplace. So as a communication service provider, you have numerous capabilities of charge to bill, location-based services, provisioning of mobile products, and you can, as a CSP, provide those services through a marketplace to external companies. So there may be an external company out there who is delivering a new product or service themselves, and to enhance or make that product fully work, again, this could be an IoT device capability, but when they sell that product, they also provision services from yourself through your marketplace of charge to bill, because that service they provide in might require some form of billing capability that they don't have, so they can utilize you as a CSP to do that billing service on their behalf. It might be required that it's, as I used in the previous example, it's an electric car that is traveling around, and that car needs to have some form of location-based service to report data metrics back to some fleet management service. So again, that could be used by a service that you provide as a CSP through your interface and a marketplace to the car provider, who then utilizes that service, and you charge for every API call or a monthly subscription fee. So this is where a marketplace is created that utilizes a service that the customer is selling and then enhances that service with capabilities from yourself as the CSP. The final marketplace I wanted to discuss today is around something we refer to as the Friends of Friends marketplace. So this is where you as a CSP provider provide the capability of a marketplace, and that marketplace you provide outwards to other companies. And examples we have here is that you create the marketplace, you build the capabilities, you provide your services as location-based services, things from yourself as the communications services provider, and that marketplace becomes a template which is then bought, utilized and maintained by a third party such as the healthcare provider. They then can enhance that marketplace with their offerings and services. So from this, you get a expansion of the marketplace that you have. You have the companies utilizing your services, and also they are buying from you the marketplace product, the ability to run the marketplace themselves. And from there, that could go on to a further model, a further tier, where that healthcare provider also then further extends to providers of their services. So you get a tiered level of capabilities of the marketplace. So we see this as a very rich model for a CSP to provide a marketplace capability to many companies. Because as a CSP provider, you deal on a regular basis with many B2B customers, and they are looking for further capabilities to sell more and more of their products. So as a CSP, if you can provide marketplace capabilities for them to use, which makes their offers much richer and much more attractive to their end customers, that is a win-win for everybody. They, as the client of you, gain additional customers from better services, and you gain from the usage of the marketplace that you are selling or renting to them, and also from the additional use that those customers of theirs make of your end products, which are delivered from you as the CSP. So we believe this is a very rich model moving forwards. So those are the three models I wanted to talk through today. So you have the inside out marketplace, the outside in marketplace, and the friends of friends marketplace. At Torry Harris, we believe very strongly in this marketplace capability for our communication service provider customers, and we'd be very happy to meet with you and talk about the capabilities we have. We have spent a number of years now developing a product for this marketplace to enhance our other capabilities, such as the API gateway. If a meeting to discuss the capabilities that I've highlighted today in more detail would be of interest to you, and some demonstrations of our product in this area, please feel free to get in touch. You can either click the link here on this page to get a link to us, or scan the QR code, which will take us to the website. You could also contact myself at mark_thomas@thbs.com. I look forward to any of your questions and queries, and I hope you have a pleasant rest of your day.